brought to you by
Youth, elderly, and persons with disabilities. It's time to choose our leaders. Let's show up and participate in the special interest group elections. Starting June through August this year. Your vote, your voice. My vote, my voice. This message is brought to you by the Uganda Electoral Commission.
Once again, welcome. This is News Tonight. My name is Patricia Lukomampango. Dorothy Namiyomba is already here with us on sign language. Starting off with the Presidential Press Unit, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has rallied Greater Mukono Sub-Region community to support NRM leaders if they are to do away with poor service delivery and monitoring. President Museveni was addressing Greater Mukono region at a public rally in Buyikwe district. The rally marks the last day of President Museveni's visit to Greater Mukono.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has concluded Greater Mukono Wealth Creation Tour. The 3-day tour has ended with the Regional Wealth Creation Public Address at St. Cornelius Grounds in Karagala Sub-County, Buyikwe District.
Emirimu gy'okola baagala omulimu ogwo tugukole. Weebale nnyo, weebalire ddala, Omukama akuwe ky'oyagala.
Museveni oye! Your Excellency, on behalf of the National Organizing Committee, and in the interest of time, we have agreed that the Regional Vice Chairperson for NRM will invite you to deliver your message.
Tewasobola kuleeta entalo wano mu Uganda kubanga amagye gammwe mwagazimba abazadde bamwe benali nkola nabo mu myaka y'ekinana n'ensanvu twabateekerawo entobo y'amagye ag'amaanyi.
Museveni, who entered Greater Mukono on Thursday, 19th June 2025, has traversed the districts of Kayunga, Mukono, Buvuma, and Mukono municipality, mainly to assess government wealth creation interventions, including security matters.
There will be no more police bonds.
Era President alagidde teri kuddayo kuwa muntu kusonyiwa kwa poliisi kye bayita police bond ku poliisi omuntu omubbi.
Museveni, however, says a secured community comes alongside an inclusive responsibility and shared goals.
When they come, when you see scene of crime, don't interfere with it. Don't call people and they start congregating there.
To him, the 3 days have been successful and opens up a new chapter of evaluation, feedback, and popularizing wealth creation.
And also, we are going to talk with the Chief Justice about bail.
With many looking at government as the only provider of jobs, Museveni says it is high time to change this narrative.
Therefore, please, when you are explaining to our people, clarify that jobs come from wealth creation, and wealth creation means agriculture, means jobs, means hotels, means transport companies.
Museveni, however, puts it to Greater Mukono voters as ones who have partly aided poor service delivery in the area through political miscalculations.
I was talking to the people in Mukono. I stopped there in Mukono town. I said, these are Nambozes. What have they helped you?
Kati nabuuza ekibalondesa bano bannambozi babayambye ki?
They don't kubanja, they don't kulondola.
He therefore wants this area to entrust their vote to only NRM party members, mainly at parliament level, for better representation.
When it comes to elections, elect NRM members of parliament.
Mulonde basebo ne banyabo bamemba ba parliament abesimbyewo ku tikiti zaffe eza NRM president abasaba.
So that they can kubanja n'okulondoola.
The president also addressed land-related concerns within Greater Mukono.
In the 1975 land decree, actually Idi Amin had abolished Mairo, but we thought this was, of course, there was no consultation, no what. We thought it was unfair.
The day ended by receiving converse from the National Unity Platform Party to NRM. Robert Nyango, UBC News.
Well, thank you very much there, Robert Onyango. Now, President Yoweri Museveni has reiterated his determination to deal with the rampant animal thefts in rural areas, particularly targeting farmers of the Parish Development Model PDM. President Museveni was this afternoon responding to questions raised by journalists from Greater Mukono at State Lodge, Nakasero.
President Museveni has addressed journalists from Greater Mukono districts at State Lodge, Nakasero in Kampala. He says with the introduction of cameras, police dogs and electronic number plates, crime should be manageable.
Kubanga zino number plates zetulina bazikyusakyusa ne badira kubanga tutona engeri gy'omanyamu yensonga twagala kusenguka tugende ku digital kubanga zo ogenda kumanya motoka ki ebadde mu kifo kino sawa ki motoka ki pikipiki ki kubanga byonna biri mu computer ya central system kati wetongeramu ekyo ababbi kati bagenda kuwalizibwa mpozi okukozesa obugaali n'ebigere kutambulira ku bigere kubanga bwe tunafuna digito wa pikipiki zonna ne tufuna digito w'emotoka ne tumanya nti motoka ki ebadde wano mu kitundu kino ssaawa eno.
He stressed that a strict coordination between the population and the police should be using telephone communication for emergency situations. The president cautioned residents, however, to tamper not with the scene of crime to enable the police sniffer dogs trace the thieves.
Esimu, embwa, cameras, digital, ababbi tugenda kubamalawo. Mpozi bagenda kusigaza okutambulira ku bugaali oba bigere. But if you rule out the vehicle, you'll have covered a very big ground. Ekyokubiri, abantu bayinza kwekolamu LDU z'omu byalo. Ekiro ne bakuuma ebyalo byabwe ani atambula ekiro. They can have some. If it becomes serious, we shall look at the LDUs.
Museveni also promised to create a special fund for the fishing community, however, explaining that measures are going to be put in place by the government to regulate fishing activities on all water bodies.
Kati okufuna ensawo ey'enjawulo ey'abavubi ekyo kituufu. Abavubi ngenda kubafunira ensawo yaabwe endala. Tugenda kukiteeka mu manifesto ya NRM kubanga kituufu nti bo beetaaga sente zisingawo nakimanyira eri ku mwitanzige mugimanye Lake Albert.
The Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Baryomunsi, who was asked about the safety of the journalists during the forthcoming campaign period, assured them of protection. He said that government is considering having an engagement between the media and the security to ensure a harmonious working environment.
To harming the journalists who are not part of the riot, but for them they have a duty to cover the event and inform the world, the rest of the public. So there is still that challenge there, but the position of government and the ministry and my position as the minister is that no journalist should be harassed. So even you must know how to cover an event. Because sometimes you journalists also, you behave like Facebook. You start taking sides. You say, this government also, you are covering, it's not your duty, but you start saying, you start also, like say people are protesting already, you start behaving like you are part of the rioters.
Now, once again, as we get back to Kalere terror attack, some of the updates there. Eyewitnesses' account shows that by dawn, all roads leading to Kalere Market along Gayaza Road had been sealed off by security. Confirming this was an intelligence-led operation. Road users who normally access Kampala city center via Kalere were diverted to alternative routes.
Market vendors and road users were met by heavy security deployment as all roads around Kalere Market were sealed off. Only individuals already inside the market before the incident were allowed to stay but far away. UPDF spokesperson Major General Felix Kulaija confirmed that security had prior intelligence prompting the area to be cordoned off.
Our intelligence monitoring the movements of this young lady. We had picked intelligence last night that she had the intentions of hitting Kalere Market. Actually, they were talking of Kalere Market and the church at Kubiri.
Initially, vendors assumed the security presence was due to a planned presidential convoy. However, the situation quickly changed when they heard gunfire.
President yajja kuba bulijjo president wabanga najja bwe batyo bakola batulanga amasasi gava gakuba gatusaawo omuntu abadde ku booda n'abalala bakubye amasasi nga bali ku booda babadde batuyitako katono awabadde omoroka ya Kenya ey'omumonenge paakinze kati bo ne babaako saidi eri tukitafu tebadde wano ngo bamaze otuyitako katono kati mabega wa moroka eyo amasasi gasinga okuvugira amangi tegabuza amangi era nga omanyi ntusamaalirira nnyo wekanganga abantu batiddwa abasirikale bajja kuba abasirikale olwedde babaddewo naye nga waliwo kinoomusi bangi nnyo bamaze batta abasirikale batandika okujjamu muveeyo batusembeyo paka eno wetuli
wa ADF naye omukyala wa ADF anti amawulire gye tugafunamu tuba tulondoola abalabe b'eggwanga kibiki kye baba bakola.
According to onlookers, a woman carrying a small bag on a motorcycle was shot on the spot by plainclothes personnel who had reportedly been tracking her. They allege a market cyclist sustained a gunshot in the process by mistake and was taken to the hospital. As the operation unfolded, news trickled in that this was a suspected terrorist intercepted and killed just as she approached the Kalere Market entrance.
Ndowooza babadde bakitegeddeko okuva emabega eri kati mbadde ndi awo nkyasiimulula simuludde nawo mbadde ndi awo nga ndaba mpulira amasasi eno gakuba kitegeeza babadde bagoba babadde ku booda akati mu kubagoba wali babalemye bakubyeyo amasasi 2 ne kigaana eno ne bajja babaddeko ababagoberera babadde ba booda bali mu ngoye za leeya abalina pisto kati mu kutuuka awo wenyini abo we bali awo abasirikale we bali abangi awo omulala abadde avuga omulala abadde ne pisto n'amukuba kati bwakubye wa booda n'agwa wansi bwe bagudde wansi n'omukazi ne bamukuba babadde bamukubye amasasi agudde kisawo ne kigwawo wenyini.
Young lady, we had picked intelligence last night that she had the intentions of hitting Kalere Market. Actually, they were talking of Kalere Market and the church at Kubiri. Now, when our people followed her, they actually tried to stop her before she reached the market. And instead, she objected, she didn't obey. So as she approached the gate of the market, she was shot. We were able to separate her from the bag. And when the canine came, those are the dogs, they detected that this was actually a bomb in this bag. So now we had to do arrangements of disarming the bag The bag has been disarmed, as you saw, and we have confirmed indeed it was a bomb.
Crispus Adinitwe, UBC News.
Now, a section of youth leaders in Karamoja sub-region have endorsed and thrown their weight behind Mercy Kanyesije in the race of the National Female Youth Member of Parliament. Mercy has moved countrywide to popularize her candidature in the districts of Kabong, Napak, Nabilatuk, Kotido, Moroto, Karenga, and Abim.
District have endorsed Mercy Kanyesije as the National Female Youth MP 2021-2026.
Central Division, Kotido Municipality. Today, the youth of Kotido have wholeheartedly accepted to endorse Mercy Kanyesije as the National Female Youth MP for 2026-2031. Mercy,
Thank you. Tuko pamoja.
And as Chair Moroto, we have unanimously endorsed Mercy Kanyesije for National Female Youth MP 2026-2031. Mercy being the first candidate to come to Karamoja, it shows how much she loves us so much. And today we're baptizing her with a new name, Nakiru. She came with the baby.
Tangu itu Jamutoro. And we want to appreciate the President for giving a youth a ministerial position. Now President, listen from us. Abim will be sending for you Mercy again. Put her there in that position. And we are giving you this time 100% as the President of Uganda. We shall be voting NRM from village level, even up to national level. If there is international position, we shall still vote the President. President Museveni, President Museveni,
Now, as a family breakdown silently sweeps through society, leaving behind fractured dreams and disoriented youth, Mpoma Secondary School has dared to confront the crisis, not with sermons and speeches, but with stirring power of music, dance, and drama.
The event drew students, parents, and teachers, all united by one message.
Everyone, we are telling everyone to stop and think about how to make the family a better place. Because it's from the family that we are getting these students, it's from the family that we are getting employees, it's from the family that we are getting employers, it's from the family that we are getting politicians, it's from the family that we are getting civil servants. And though we must be mindful about the quality of life in the family, about peace in the family, equality in the family, and the general well-being of the family. It's our concern as Mpoma School. And all messages here are to ensure that our families are happy.
Gripping drama skits that expose domestic violence to soul-stirring cultural dances and songs celebrating love and unity, the students held nothing back.
Girls have displayed a variety of talents. It just shows that when you look at your daughter, you look at your son at this age, a teenager, you know, they are endowed with the talent. Some of these talents are hidden. And for us as teachers, we are custodians of talent development and identification. And so we have seen it here. Our daughters have displayed that they came to school with very many hidden talents, and they came to the right environment to have these talents unlocked. And now they're putting them to use. They're spreading messages to the world.
They portrayed both the rot eating away at modern families and the redemptive power of forgiveness and communication.
Of course, as teachers, we come in as counselors to offer psychosocial support. In some cases, we invite the parents where need to be, and we have a candid talk, and we have helped many to get back onto their feet through these candid conversations. I'll tell you that having an effective department of counseling is no longer a luxury in any school. You need one in every school because these things are there. Families are grappling with the challenges. And we have taken this on as a school. This is our deliberate effort. This is our contribution back to the community.
As society grapples with absentee parenting and rising divorce rates, Mpoma's bold approach sounds that healing may begin on the stage through performing arts where truth is told, not in courtrooms. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Now, thank you very much there, Sudat Kaye. Now addressing some of the challenges facing the refugees. Wastewater management has long been a pressing challenge to the Nyakabande Transit Center, a refugee settlement in Kisoro district. The center hosts about 1,000 refugees from neighboring countries, including Congo, Sudan, Burundi. However, thanks to the 61 million sanitation project by Israel's Forum for International Humanitarian Aid, these waste management issues are now being addressed to improve refugee living conditions.
Nyakabande Transit Refugee Center is a home to refugees from several countries bordering Uganda, such as the Democratic Republic of Congo DRC, Burundi, and South Sudan. With such a large population, sanitation has been limited within the center and the surrounding communities, leading to the spread of diseases like malaria and bacterial infections.
We have been experiencing that challenge. The water would run down there and a big collection, which was not only affecting the wash sector, but all in all, it was affecting the protection that we are offering, both to the refugees and the community.
Of course, most of the water which is settled there, it comes from refugees. And it comes from refugees come when it is better.
To address sanitation challenges and reduce waterborne diseases, Israel Forum for International Humanitarian Aid, IsraAid, implemented a 61 million Ugandan shillings drainage project.
So we have constructed the wastewater management system with soak pits and also provided for backfill so that the water is able to infiltrate through. And we've been able to provide with sedimentation traps and also manhole chambers at different points where water is able to, the silt is able to filter through.
The work comprised of a number of items, which included the pumping away the water, cutting down trees, constructing sea soak pits, and a manhole and the
James Karamira, the district engineer, welcomed the initiative by IsraAid, but urged donors to collaborate closely with local leaders when launching such projects to ensure better service delivery.
Because if all that has been raised today, if we had an interaction before, I don't think those things would have come today. So I'm advising that we shall continue cooperating with you, and I want to thank you for supporting the district in today's achievement. Thank you.
Local leaders in Kisoro have also called for the upgrading of Nyakabande Health Center 3 to provide improved healthcare services to the community. Due to the deteriorating support from donor countries, Emma Munyantore, head of Nyakabande Refugee Transit Center, appeals to the government for increased support to sustain the center's operations.
It has been a challenge, like my colleagues said, big challenge, but we have mobilized. And you know, the source of fund has gone down, but we are managing.
Rebecca Natongo, UBC News.
Well, thank you very much there, Rebecca. Now, Balalo residents are pleading with the president to reconsider evictions affecting thousands. Alex Mwesige, chairman of the Northern Uganda Commercial Farmers, insists most residents legally acquired their land and hold valid documents.
Receive
Edward Tumwesigye Kananura warns eviction will cause major economic losses.
Like not more than 5 people who are just against us. I wish this should be go village by village or parish by parish or sub-county to each to realize the concerns of the indigenous people. And why do you think I was not evicted since 2018?
Cattle keepers state they have complied with all presidential requests, including land demarcation, and plead for intervention.
There are some people, these opportunist politicians, who are calling us land grabbers. This is the witness. This is my agreement. I bought this land from Mr. Onene Charles. You can see if you can zoom. This is my name.
They vote to resist eviction, emphasizing their heavy investments in the area.
Comes in a situation where the constitution doesn't provide for. Meanwhile, constitution eikiriza omuna Uganda kuruga nambera akwenda akagenda nambera akwenda mu Uganda enu akagura itaka akombeka akakora ekyakwe.
The directive affects over 10,000 and more than 1 million cattle across districts of Adjuman, Noya, Gulu, Pakwachi, Masindi, Kiryandongo, Hoima and Chikube district, Benon, Mokwaya.
The Moroto District security officials led by Deputy Resident Commissioner Tuko Justin Sam have convened a meeting with political aspirants from all parties in Moroto District and Municipality. The gathering held at Boma Grounds in Moroto Municipality aimed to harmonize the do's and don'ts during the ongoing campaign session.
The meeting was attended by key security figures, including Deputy Division Commander Kano Alan Changungu and Mountain Moroto Regional Police Commander Madiri Ahmed.
This meeting, therefore, is to ensure that since now we are moving now towards election time, how are we going to conduct our elections? What are the likely crimes that we are going to commit?
The Peace Center, we are looking at all of us participating in the elections because it is our right. But as we exercise our right, we want everyone to be peaceful.
I urge each and every member here to always participate in each and every activity, because we end up always waiting for the D-Day, and yet our activities move hand in hand. There's no activity that will be complete without the other. So after knowing that you are in the register, then we now prepare to nominate
for us, a voter, before against his will or our will, to make sure that he votes in favor of what he wants. That one is also prohibited.
During discussions, some local council aspirants raised concerns about political divisions and accused security forces of bias, which the officials strongly denied.
Now, a Thanksgiving event for NRM youth leaders in Makindye East drew jubilant supporters. The function was organized by Judith Abaho, a rising political figure who recently declared her intention to contest for the Makindye East parliamentary seat under the NRM ticket.
The celebration attracted several NRM leaders from Machinde Division, including Haji Yassin Omar, chairperson of Miyenga, and Machinde NRM chairperson Hussein Luchamuzi. Victorious youth leaders shared how they mobilized support, winning over 200 out of 240 positions.
Mwonge Benedict ndi chairman wa Katogo zone ndi komanda twina zone 11 twawangude zone 10 twafiridwa era niyo gye twafiridwa tubasuubiza obudde obulako tujajirunula.
The mood was with energetic dances, NRM songs and chants praising the party for its empowerment of young people. Haji Yassin Omar pledged to work with the newly elected youth to provide employment opportunities and uplift livelihoods in Machinde.
Tujja kubafuna emirimu, tujja kubasabira mataka bakole farming, government ekole nga Russia. So of course, tuwafunda amataka bave Muslim bagende balime industrial agriculture, bafune factories, bakole production. Nga bakomwa Kampala weekend kusanyuka nga balina sente.
Judith Abaho commended the youth for their determination and unity, calling this victory a stepping stone towards broader transformation. Machinde NRM chairperson Hussein Luchamuzi praised Abaho for revitalizing NRM in the area and called on party members to unite, warning against internal divisions and sectarianism.
Buli mukolo gwonna we kuba tugubeereko tuwane ekibiina kyaffe tufuge eggwanga lino. Twatandika tugamba tujja bawuba 5 tuzayo emeko gaweza.
Now over to Bududa and a little into the health sector. Bududa Hospital Medical Laboratory has achieved international accreditation from South African National Accreditation System, SANAS. The accreditation was under the International ISO 15189-2022 standard, which marks a significant achievement as a laboratory in a rural area.
Bududa Hospital serves nearly 300,000 people from Bududa, Manafa, Namisindwa and surrounding districts. The international accreditation signifies technical competence and quality assurance for laboratory services offered at the hospital.
We go through a series of trainings, we go through a series of audits. They come and audit our systems to see whether we conform to the international standards. And if at all because we were found to be compliant to the international standards, that's how we actually achieved this accreditation.
Dr. Ntegeka emphasized that the accreditation will build public confidence and foster international partnerships, with Bududa's results now globally recognized.
That if you get a result from Bududa Hospital, if you took it to Kampala, they will be able to accept it. If you took it to South Africa, it would be able to accept it. Even if you took it to America, they would be able to accept a result as quality and a reliable result.
She disclosed that the laboratory has secured accreditation in hematology, immunology, molecular biology and serology. Majni Kiplangat, Chief Administrative Officer for Bududa, said the accreditation sets a benchmark for excellency and underlines their commitment to accurate and reliable diagnostics.
It means that anybody, when anybody gets the results from our laboratory, which is recognized internationally, they have to rely on those results. Then it means that the people of Bududa will now get that quality service.
Bududa leaders credited the achievement to strong collaboration with the government and Baylor Uganda.
This is the government of Uganda hospital. Those services are free of charge. There is no charging. So you can receive that quality service without spending any penny. And it also requires us to have a committed staff. The staff in the laboratory, the staff in the hospital, and other institutions within the.
We are suffering. When you want to test you, they say maybe you go to many hospitals of Mbale so that they can test you. But right now we are very happy because they can test you when you reach there in the Bududa hospital. We are now very happy for the good stand of our hospital, Bududa.
Now into the education sector, the heads of arts teachers in the country have expressed optimism about their salary enhancement quest after meeting the Education Ministry and Ministry of Public Service. They said the resolutions reached at have been forwarded to the delegates and will report back to the Education Ministry.
The heads of Teachers of Humanities say the meeting with the Education Ministry was promising. Resolutions include communicating the resolutions to their delegates and inform the outcomes back to the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Education and Sports. It was agreed during the meeting that arts teachers' salary will be enhanced during the financial year 2026-2027.
The resolutions have been channeled back to the delegates, and we have given them 1 week where they are supposed to respond to those resolutions, and we get time to submit them back to the Ministry of Education and Sports as the delegates have already decided.
The arts teachers' strike, which began on June 6th, follows the release of 2025-2026 national budget, which excluded provisions for their salary increments, contrary to earlier expectations.
This is the message I have for all the arts teachers in Uganda and the general public at large. Otherwise, thank you very much for standing with us. And one by one makes the bundle, no enhancement, no class, because we matter.
An arts teacher with a degree qualification earns a gross pay of shillings 1,078,162 Uganda shillings monthly.
The little salaries which we are earning right now as teachers of humanities in this country cannot make us to sustain our families, cannot make us to buy food in the markets, cannot make us to take our children to schools, cannot make us to make investments like other professionals, because ours is consolidated. The language within this economy of today is just a tip of other professionals in this government, in this country. We call upon our dear government to look into this issue and enhance our salaries within this year, financial year before it ends. Minus that, all teachers in the country are demotivated and demoralized.
Crispus Adinitwe, YEBC News.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo. Dial *165 *80 hash. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You will now enter the draw to win school fees for your child for a whole year.
Uniquely ours. Explore Uganda.
You got us on your wallet. Bobby, again! What's this drama?
Drama? Colleagues, elections for special interest groups are calling. SIGs, elections, youth, PWDs, elderly. It's time to vote for our leaders, June through August. From village to parish to district to nationals, youth, PWDs, elderly. It's time, go vote your leaders. No! FOB! Elections are supposed to be peaceful. Easy vote, okay?
Youth, elderly, and persons with disabilities. It's time to choose our leaders. Let's show up and participate in the special interest group elections. Starting June through August this year. Your vote, your voice. My vote, my voice. This message is brought to you by the Uganda Electoral Commission.
The second National Symposium on Land Governance in Uganda is here, happening this 27th of June 2025 at the Parliamentary Conference Hall. This year's theme, Securing Women's Agricultural Land Ownership, a Political and Development Imperative. The chief guest will be the Right Honorable Robina Nabanja, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda. The symposium is organized by the Uganda Parliamentarians Land Management Forum in collaboration with the Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Development, with support from IGAD and development partners. Please note, participation is strictly by invitation. Together, let's advance women's land rights for a more inclusive and sustainable Uganda.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the Rider Selection Campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
Welcome back from that short break, and of course, as we continue, Ashe Kitandwe was officially installed President Rotary Club of Lunguja. He demonstrated commitment to serve by contributing money to kickstart operations. His vision focuses on strengthening collaboration amongst members.
Imagine a life rooted in selfless giving, not for a season, but for all one's days. Such is the calling for a Rotarian. Today, Paul steps into the ever-giving garden of service, earning a badge that blossoms with meaning, a symbol of steadfast character, quiet generosity, and a heart that gives more than it takes. In choosing to serve above self, he becomes part of a legacy that grows where it is needed most.
So dear Paul, on behalf of the members of the Club of Lungujja and on my own behalf, I now induct you in Rotary by pinning this pin on your lapel. Please write without of pride. But most importantly, this pin shows that you give more than what you take, you are dependable, and you are going to serve above so.
With joy and anticipation, Ash Chitandwe is welcomed into the helm of Rotary Lungujja, where he now stands as the chief steward of its mission and momentum. Clothed in the mantle of leadership and entrusted with the tools of service, he steps into the role with vibrant purpose, like the first rains and fertile soil. Ash breathes life into a year's vision, sowing a generous seed of 2 million to nourish Rotary's work and sets its noble efforts in motion.
Our aim is to basically attract as very many people as possible to join the Rotary family so that we serve our communities. In service to our communities, we touch lives that actually, in the day-to-day, need our help. As we're doing good in the world, we actually giving an opportunity. That child who probably wouldn't be going to school, that child whose welfare is not good.
The Masaka Corridor Rotary, an alliance of vibrant clubs including Sanji, Maya, Chengela Town, Katende, and the newly blossomed Busega Rotary Club, has placed its trust in Ash Chitandwe, appointing him as its new chairman. Like intertwining roots, nourishing a single tree, the corridor strengthens the collective mission, drawing upon shared purpose to cultivate deeper impact. It stands as a fertile ground for collaboration, where ideas take root and resources flow freely, enabling transformative projects to flourish across communities in need. Rotary clubs continue to sow seeds of lasting impact, thriving in unity by rising above the thorns of division without entangling themselves in brambles of ideological, religious, or political discord. They remain a flourishing garden of service, where diverse hands work side by side, guided by shared purpose rather than divided beliefs, as members proudly affirm.
Empower women. If we empower men, we empower the youth. Look at the youth. We have a program called Vijana Power. In this project, we empower youth with the skills.
Now, youth from the 9 districts of Karamoja sub-region have unanimously endorsed Elmer Kapel Chala as their aspirant for the Northern Youth Member of Parliament position. The endorsement was during the Karamoja Youth Delegates Conference in Kotido Municipality.
Therefore, my manifesto is centered to cover all those 3 different steps of youth.
Chala outlined her manifesto based on 3 key pillars, stressing youth inclusion and promised to push for youth seats on district service commissions.
Why can't we have a youth representative so that when they are recruiting people, we have someone to talk to us? When elected, that's a policy I want to make sure I move forward to ensure that we, the youth, even at district level, are able to be represented. And representation does not only start in Parliament, it starts back at our district. So
supporters said Karamoja, rich in minerals, deserves the Northern Youth MP seat, traditionally held by others.
Sure that you be a united team. And should unite. You give this young warrior the opportunity to get the flag, and then she be our youth MP. The first
In the future, you will say, we broke the barriers. We broke the curses. Whoever cast the Karamoja, they will never have a UNP. This time, you people are going to break it.
Northern Uganda comprises of 43 districts spanning Acholi, Lango, West Nile and Karamoja, making this endorsement a significant milestone in regional youth political representation.
Now, the Bishop of Church of Uganda, Kumi Diocese, Right Reverend Michael Asakan Okwi, has hailed a Dan Church Aid for supporting communities to eradicate poverty. It follows Dan Church Aid partnership with Church of Uganda to transform communities in the fight against gender-based violence.
In all hard work, there will be profit. But mere talk will lead us only to poverty. I therefore urge you, implore you, to work very hard with diligence so that you will be able to achieve financial stability and success in the new projects that we have given to you. Embrace this, make it your own, and put your effort and dedication to this car washing and parking project.
As we inaugurate the youth car washing bay, my Lord Bishop, and the parking yard, we recognize the critical role of the youth in empowering and shaping a brighter future of this community and our nation, as well as the Church of Uganda.
To start with, I want to appreciate our Lord Bishop for the work that he has done. He has enabled us, so the youth, to actually come up with this project. And we are here purposely to be creative and innovative as a youth, because in most times we find the youth loitering, doing a lot of things that are not productive.
Now, Father's Day frequently passes with less fanfare despite the critical contributions fathers make to the emotional, social, and cognitive development of their children. Now, during the Father's Day celebration organized by Parents Adoption Initiative, there was a need to realize that fathers are quiet pillars of families, the unsung architects of hope and resilience.
The day's theme revolved around increasing public awareness about the many children whose fathers, though alive, have abandoned them, leaving them helpless and often in babies' homes or child care centers. A few lucky children are later reunited with their biological parents, but many remain in care homes, missing out on family life.
As we commemorate Father's Day, we just want to also emphasize that most of the children that are abandoned are as a result of men who fear responsibility.
There are other options than trying to kill these children. Some of these children are killed because they are not wanted. So we are here to also encourage that there are organizations, there are institutions that can help support parenting, there are orphanages, there are care homes that can take care of these children. And also, your condition might not be continuous, it might change down the road. And this child can remain connected to you, because every child needs a loving family to thrive and grow and contribute to their society.
Uganda is grappling with rising cases of abandoned children, especially in urban areas like Kampala, where about 30 children under the age of 8 are deserted each month. Children who grow up in foster homes are more likely to overcome social barriers later in life, including cultural requirements like explaining family roots at marriage. Adoption offers them a chance to belong.
And it is worse when this young man or young woman wants to marry. When they come out there and say, I want to marry your daughter, and I'm asking them, who is your father and who is your mother? That becomes a big problem, because nobody wants to marry or to get their daughter getting married to somebody who has no family.
And when one father comes out to adopt a child,
it creates space for us to take on another child that is in desperate need of care and protection, because the child care institutions are transitional homes. The children cannot live with us forever.
Abandonment is often driven by economic hardships, domestic violence, and stigma surrounding teenage pregnancies.
Now, Alliance Francaise and European Union are NRG Radio and UNIC have celebrated the World Music Day in Hotel Kampala. The day was marked with performances from 10 young musical artists selected from different countries in Africa.
The director, Alliance Francaise, Eric Touzi, has noted that the World Music Day is a tradition for the people of France among musicians and music lovers. The day started in 1982 by the French, and it is celebrated each year on June 21st.
The World Music Day, as such, is an event that was created in 1982 in France, and it has now expanded to the world. Now I think over 120 countries do it each June 21, that's the Solstice Day. So it is a tradition. We do it, I would say, because it's an important date in the cultural calendar for the Alliance Francaise as well as for basically France.
Several artists displayed talent through performances and entertainment portrayal.
I come from South Sudan, a singer-songwriter, and I am here today with Your Voice Be Heard, celebrating World Music Day, which has been this has been a platform for me, because even now I'm on TV, you know what I mean? I'm going to tell my mama that I've been on TV, and I'm really happy to get this chance, so yeah.
To all the youth out there who are struggling or trying to bring out their talent, don't give up. It's always starting with a dream. Keep doing whatever you're doing. You never know who's watching, and if, in case of any opportunities arising, just, put yourself out there. You never know what would happen. So,
hello, my people. It's your boy Jay Blees. I come from South Sudan. I'm happy to be here celebrating World Music Day. I want to thank Your Voice Be Heard for this opportunity. Thank you.
What do you expect from this?
I expect exposure from this. I expect opportunities, new doors, new connections, and more businesses.
The day that started in 1982 is an annual event, and Alliance Francaise chooses different countries to commemorate the World Music Day celebrations. Reporting for UBC News, I'm Nahawe Charity.
And quickly into business, a female Kenyan national, Caroline Mwanje, has won the Climate Smart Agriculture category in the Agriculture, Youth and Technology Competition 2025, while Nana Opoku from Ghana won in the Access to Finance and Markets category.
Young agricultural technology innovators have emerged winners of the Agriculture, Youth and Technology Competition in 2025. Caroline Mwangi, a female Kenyan national, was overall winner in the Climate Smart Agriculture category, while Nana Opoku of Ghana won in the Access to Finance and Markets category. Caroline Mwangi is the founder of Kim Planter Seedlings and Nurseries, an enterprise that supplies climate-resilient vegetable and fruit tree seedlings to smallholder farmers, while Nana Opoku empowers farmers through Grow For Me, a digital platform. Codenamed Ayute Next Gen, the competition is spearheaded by Heifer International, supports young agricultural technology innovators to scale their ideas to make a meaningful impact to smallholder farmers.
And we're not just funding them to begin with startups. What we are doing is we take a long view to engaging with our farmers in order to build and complete an innovation ecosystem. The Ayute Next Gen reflects really our commitment to be a leading catalyst for this transformation. And through the Ayute Next Gen, we connect directly with youth and we make sure that we connect them with funding, with investors, with mentors, with market opportunities, and networks across the different sectors.
Youth Next Gen is not just about supporting creating of businesses, but it's also about creating an ecosystem of innovators across the African continent.
Agriculture has always been our biggest potential as a continent, and our young people have always never wanted to be connected in that sector. But do you know what has changed that story? Technology.
Minister of State for Information, Communication Technology and National Guidance, Godfrey Kabyanga, commended Haifa International for harnessing the young people's innovations to impact smallholder farmers.
Our food future doesn't need what? Waiting for permission. It will be won by those who act now. By the young farmer using blockchain to track produce. The coder developing climate-smart irrigation apps, and the visionary who sees a continent fed by its own ingenuity. Let us feed ourselves.
And it doesn't just end at an awarding ceremony. No, that is where the real work begins. Yes, for us at Haifa International, our UTE is a partnership piece where we get to then forge great collaborations, catalyzing ecosystems, where we get to integrate these technologies into the countries that we operate to support the smallholders that we are passionate about, enabling them to earn a living income, enabling them to boost their productivity, enabling them to create more and more jobs.
Agriculture, Youth and Technology Competition is Africa's premier platform for youth-led agricultural innovations that empower young people to shape the future of food and agricultural systems in Africa. Adia Nakote, UBC.
Now, the Microfinance Support Center is diversifying livestock farming in the Ankole sub-region. Ankole Region Zonal Manager Daniel Musherure says the sheep have been higher multiplier effect and are most resistant to certain factors that affect other types of livestock like drought, disease, grazing space.
In Chirura district, the Microfinance Support Center MSC launched a mini demonstration farm to ease access to quality livestock breeds, introduce modern farming practices and provide free veterinary services while creating jobs in the community.
We are grateful to Microfinance Support Center, first of all, for putting up this demo farm in Nyabushozi that is predominantly cattle keeping and goat rearing.
Cows is the brand of this district, but I'm happy these days people have taken on other projects.
What began as a modest demo farm project has grown into a full-fledged livestock diversification initiative for Ankole sub-region and beyond.
We need to introduce certain breeds to these farmers and appreciate the need to have several types of livestock for diversification of income. And as Microfinance Support Center, it is the reason we exist, to provide solutions to the farmers. Why are we doing this? We are doing this because of the drought in an area, and we believe farmers need to have enough pastures and prepare for certain periods like this.
As of January 2025, the project has impacted 320 members from 11 vulnerable farmer groups, distributing 88 seed animals that have since multiplied into an astonishing 878 animals, including 227 cows, 335 goats, and 316 sheep.
So we are giving them as a seed to go and multiply it. When they, for example, they are taking 2 cows every group, and 2 goats and 5 sheep. These are 9 animals. If they take 9 animals today, we want after 1 year, each group to have more than 20, more than 30.
The most important part is that all the groups we are giving are majorly women, we have the youth, and the PWDs. We have very few groups dominated by men, and that is why we exist, to focus on those vulnerable or special interest groups.
To enhance the initiative, some of Uganda's finest agrotechnologists have been engaged to introduce farmers to advanced pasture development technologies and practices.
Kokubiko bunyasi nkobu wabu bikoti nubusiskara ngache tegereza wabire koti nibisiskara so akoma kitu akankaza kutuyamba kucompactinga nanga shukwato bunyaso kakihamwe yo kweta endobota ewe byona ntubikora tukwebembeza aba microfinance mwongere mbatero mungaro. So does this one cost a thing? Forage cutting machine ne yakora chi? Forage cutting machine eji ne yamba okutwaga twagura kinyatsi into a smaller piece.
Local leaders lauded MSC's efforts, describing the program as a game changer in rural empowerment and a model for national replication.
For a government institution like this, commendable. What they are doing, of course, Parliament gives them money. I am happy as a member of Parliament that you can visibly see the impact they have on the community. I wish they can have more support, and I'll advocate for a bigger budget allocation for them.
Microfinance Support Center has promised to strengthen its monitoring and evaluation frameworks to track results and ensure long-term success.
Now into the world of sports, the third edition of Wampe Wontake Junior Rapid Chase Event 2025 have climaxed with excellence rewarded.
The tournament hosted at Wampe Wontake Secondary School attracted more than 170 players in the open and women categories.
In the last year's event, we had 10 schools that turned up, making a total of 102 participants. This term's edition, we have had 19 schools and a total of 170 participants turning up.
Ultimately, Ajil Netanyahu and Julieta Saba triumphed in their respective categories.
I've been playing chess for the last 9 years, since 2016. What motivated me to play chess is I found this game so interesting. I got so many educated friends, and I also developed my thinking capacity.
I've played chess for 3 years, yeah. From 2022 up to now, I've played chess for 3 years, and I'm happy that I've started winning tournaments like in Mombasa. I won a gold medal and a trophy for Uganda.
The competition was in various age groups from under 10 to those aged under 20. Other winners in the open category were Jovan Kaziwe, Benjamin Akampulira, Ronald Wawire, Kevin Sewana, and Alvin Mohira. Other women that topped their age groups were Sohana Anil, Olivia Simwe, Reina Namakula, Talent Nwaleba, and Solange Anai.
Chess is very important because we know it is one of the aspects that helps these students to gain a lot of skills. Because we know when we talk about chess, it is one of the areas that looks about solving the problem. When you talk about solving the problem, it means someone is able to develop the skills.
In the individual schools classification, Wampe Wontake Secondary School got 9 medals, with Kamwacha Teens Life Chess Academy in second with 8, as Caltech Academy finished third. Other schools that took part include Maryland High School, Peak Primary School, Aga Khan, and Seta High School.
Well, that does bring us to the end of our bulletin. But of course, not to mention but a few, one of my takeaways was the Father's Day outcry story. As young women, the elderly, the mothers, the fathers, the sisters, and aunties, let us try to include the fanfare, ingredient and try to celebrate them. When you go home, you tell your brother, tell your husband, tell your friend, Happy Father's Day. My name is Patricia Lukoma Mpango, and Dorothy Namiyomba has been with us on Sign Language. It has been a pleasure. A very good night to you.